All right, so good afternoon. For this afternoon, we'll be talking about the remaining modules in our prelim period. The first one is about Pascal triangle, and the next one is about Venn diagram. So this is just a little some sort of review because we've discussed already about Venn diagrams before. So, The Hunting of the Snark is typically categorized as a nonsense poem written by Lewis Carroll and the pen name of Charles Ludwig Dodgson. Snark is an imaginary animal used to refer to someone or something that is difficult to track down. As for the first part, we'll be talking about the Pascal triangle. So on May 22, 1649, Blaise Pascal was granted a royal privilege, a monopoly for the manufacture and sale of calculating machine. In 1654, Pascal completed the treatise on the arithmetic triangle. So combinatorics is the science of counting, and a form of this word was used first by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz from 1646 to 1716 in the title of his dissertation on the art of combinations, which was published in 1666. In Pascal's treatise, Leibniz' dissertation, Jacob Bernoulli's Ars Conjectandi, and Montfort's on Games of Chance. So, ito yung itsura ng arithmetic triangle. So, actually, there are two versions para ma-represent natin yung Pascal triangle. This is one form. Makikita natin na nakalagay dun sa first row natin ay mga ones. And then, ganun din sa ating first column, mga ones. And then, ina-add-add lang natin siya para ma-form natin yung arithmetic triangle. So, yung sa second row natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, 1 plus 2 will give us 3. And then, 3 plus 3 will give us 6. And then, 6 plus 4 will give us 10. 10 plus 5 will give us 15. 15 plus 6 will give us 21. 21 plus 7 will give us 28. 28 plus 8 will give us 36. And the rest is history. So, another commonly way on how to represent is the Pascal triangle. So, ito mas madali kasi mukha siya talagang triangle. So, ganun din. Yung nasa topmost natin, makikita natin 1. And then, nilalagyan din siya dun sa second row ng 1, 1. And then, yung mga corner ng ating triangle, laging nakalagay ay 1. Then, you simply have to add. So, 1 plus 1 will give us 2. Then, 1 plus 2 will give us 3. 2 plus 1 will give us 3. And then 1 plus 3 will give us 4. 3 plus 3 will give us 6. 3 plus 1 will give us 4. And the rest is history. So, depende dun sa number ng row na kailangan natin, yun yung ipo-formulate natin na Pascal triangle. In your case, pwede kang gumamit ng Excel file to represent or to draw yung ating Pascal triangle or any other applications naman. So, let's define our Pascal triangle. So, dito, nakaspecify naman yung definition, let n is equal to 0, 1, 2, or depending on the specified value of n, be a non-negative integer, and let k be an integer such that 0 less than or equal to k or less than or equal to n. So take note that the top row of the Pascal triangle is counted as the zeroth row. So ibig sabihin ito, zeroth row. And the one at the beginning of each row is counted as the zeroth entry of that row. So, ibig sabihin, yung value niya for the zeroth, ito. Yan. And then, the kth entry of the Pascal triangle is basically the binomial coefficient. Kasi kailangan nating ma-obtain dito sa ating Pascal triangle is the binomial coefficient. So, to further understand that, so may tanong dito, what is the fourth row of the Pascal triangle? So, in doing so, this is the answer. The entries of the fourth row are, yan, so ito yung n, ibig sabihin nasa 4, and then yung ating mga key values natin, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ito yun. Paliitin natin para kita natin. So, count ka dito, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Alright. So, the values are 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Again, we count by 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Kaya ito, 0 to 4, 1, 1 to 4, 4, 2 to 4, 6, 3 to 4, 4, 4 to 4, 1. Kapag hinanap yung entries of the fourth row. So in the same way, kapag hinanap yung entries of the fifth row, punta ka naman dun sa susunod na row. So kung yung kanina 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so dito na yon 5. So we have 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and then 1. So another requirement here is to find the binomial coefficient of 8 and then 4. So the answer is that it is the fourth entry of the eighth row of the Pascal triangle. So, 8 rows. So, bilangin natin 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, count tayo from here. 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Kaya ang answer natin ay 70. Alright, so again, you count from the row 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then bibilang ka dito, 4 ang kailangan natin, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ito yung value ng ating binomial coefficient. The value is now 70. So ganun kasimple lang yung Pascal triangle. Again, you have to draw first the Pascal triangle, usually using this form para mas madali. And then you identify the entries of the row being specified. And then you also obtain the value of k and get the binomial coefficient depending on the specified requirement of the problem. So let's now proceed to the Venn diagrams. So ang gusto ko lang i-discuss dito is more of complements, differences, and symmetric differences. Yung complement and differences na discuss na rin natin ito before, pero part pa rin kasi ng ating prelim assessment yung symmetric differences. So we also have to include that in our discussion. So again, recall that all sets under consideration at a particular time are subsets of a fixed universal set U. So again, kapag may nakita kang U, ibig sabihin nun, universal set. And then the absolute complement or simply complement of a set A denoted by A superscript C is the set of elements which belong to U but which do not belong to A. So this is the notation for the complement of A or the absolute complement. Some texts denote the complement of A by A prime or A over bar. Yung iba may ginagamit na A tilde. Ayan. So dito naman, sabi dito, Venn diagram in which A complement is shaded dun sa figure 1 for A. So ito yon. Yan. So ito yung representation sa Venn diagram ng A complement. So nanonotice nyo dito, naka-shade yung area ng sa may universal set and then unshaded yung set A. Kasi nga, hinahanap natin yung complement ng A. Alright. Ngayon, let's now discuss the relative complement of set B with respect to set A or simply the difference of A and B denoted by A over B. It is the set of elements which belong to A but which do not belong to B. So, para hindi tayo ma-confuse dito, minsan kasi hindi ang relative complement ng set B with respect to A could also be represented by A minus B. So, pwedeng ganito, A minus B, hindi lang A over B. Minsan, A tilde B. Ibig sabihin lang yan, ibabawas mo lahat ng elements ni B doon sa elements ni A. Kaya dito sa representation natin sa figure 1-4B, ito yon. So we have two sets, A and then B. Again, this is the universal set. And then, yung A natin, babawasan natin siya ng mga elements ni B. Kaya yung shaded portion na lang, itong area na to. Alright. Siyempre, kapag naman binaliktad natin, sinabi natin na B minus A, definitely, ito namang part na yon yung masishade po natin. So let's now talk about the symmetric difference. The symmetric difference of sets A and B denoted by A cross A or B, so yung terminology natin gamit for this symbol is crosshair. Consists of those elements which belong to A or B but not to both. Ayan. Kaya ito belong to A or B but not to both. Ayan. So yung intersection nilang dalawa hindi included. So this is how you do that. So meron tayong una, A union of B, and then over A intersection of B, or A symmetric of B is equal to A minus B. Yung A, babawasan mo ng B, and then si B, babawasan mo ng A, and then i-union mo sila. Kaya naging ganito yung itsura ng ating A crosshair B or asymmetric difference B. Another example here, suppose meron tayong universal set is equal to natural numbers from 1, 2, 3 onwards. Again, kapag may nakita kang tatlong tuldok, ellipses yun. So, mahaba po yun. Hindi na lang siya sinulat. This is the universal set. And then, we have your different sets A, B, C, and then E with different elements. Diba si A, kita natin meron siyang 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. And then si B, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Si C, we have 2, 3, 8, 9. And then si E, we have 2, 4, 6, dot, 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 dot. So these are all enclosed by curly braces. Here, E is the set of even integers, diba? Kasi nga, dun sa ating set builder notation, kapag may nakita tayo ng mga dot, hindi na natin kailangan isulat kasi nga infinite. So, binabanggit na lang natin siya na set siya ng even integers. So, therefore, if that's the case, kukunin daw natin yung A complement. So, si A complement, following yung ating example kanina, diba? So, i-compare uli natin siya dun sa ating universal set. So, therefore, ibabawas natin yung elements ni A dun sa universal set. So, if that's the case, alisin mo yung 1, 2, 3, 4, ang natira na lang 5, 6, 7, dot, 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 dot. In the same way, yung B complement naman, yung elements 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, deduct uli natin dun sa ating universal set. So, ang natira na lang 1, 2, and then 8, 9, 10, dot, 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 dot. In the same way, ganun din yung E complement. So, kung ang nakalist dito ay 2, 4, 6 onwards, ibabawas mo sa doon sa universal set. So, ang matitira ay 1, 3, 5, 7, dot, dot, dot. So, therefore, E complement is the set of odd positive integers. So, also, pwede rin makuha mo si A minus B, diba? So, remember, yung laman ni A, ibabawas mo doon sa B. So, if that's the case, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, common si 3, 4, i-delete mo na si 3, parang natira na lang si 1, 2. In the same way, ganun din si A minus C. So, ang natira na lang ay 1, 4 kasi meron siyang elements na 1 at saka 3 na mariremove since i-deduct natin yung elements ni C doon sa elements ni A. In the same way, ganun din sa B minus C. Alright, itong B, babawasan natin ng mga elements na nasa C. So, ang natira na lang 4, 5, 6, 7. A minus E, so ang natira na lang A. And then E, so ang matitira 1 and 3. B minus A, so si B, babawasan ng elements ni A. So, ang natira ay 5, 6, 7. C minus A, 8, 9. C minus B, 2, 8, 9. X or E rather minus A. So, ang natira na lang ay 6, 8, 10, 12, dot, 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 dot. So, kailangan lang alam mo yung initial theory or concept na in-explain natin kanina para kahit anong given ang ibigay sa'yo, you can easily answer that. So, furthermore, ayan, if you would like to get, again, the symmetric difference, asymmetric difference B, so A of B, A and B, so, magkakaroon tayo ng A minus B union of B minus A. So, ang sagot natin would be 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. And then, kapag kinuha naman natin si B symmetric of C, so the answer would be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, ganun din si A symmetric of C, 1, 4, 8, 9. And si A symmetric of E, 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. So, proceed naman tayo sa classes of sets, power sets, and partitions. So, given a set S, we might wish to talk about some of its subsets. Thus, we would be considering a set of sets. Whenever such a situation occurs, to avoid confusion, we will speak of a class of sets or collection of sets rather than a set of sets. If we wish to consider some of the sets in a given class of sets, then we speak of subclass or subcollection. So example 1.9, suppose we have S containing elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So let A be the class of subsets of S which contain exactly 3 elements of S. So therefore, the value of A here is equal to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Kasi sabi niyan, dapat mag-contain ng 3 elements ng S. So pili ka lang doon ng 3 elements. That is, the elements of A are the sets 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. So let B the class of subsets of S, each which contains 2 and 2 other elements of S. So therefore, B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. The elements of B are the sets 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Thus, B is a subclass of A, since every element of B is also an element of A. To avoid confusion, we will sometimes enclose the sets of a class in brackets inside of braces. So for the power set, this is also easy. So for a given set of S, so we may speak of the class of all subsets of S. So this class is called the power set of S and will be denoted by P sub S. If S is finite, then so is P of S. In fact, the number of elements in P of S is 2 raised to the power of n sub S, that is 2 raised to ns. For this reason, the power set of S is sometimes denoted by 2 raised to S. So parang pag-create ka rin ng truth table, parang about 2 raised to n, where n is the number of elements. In our case, so we are given here elements 1, 2, 3. So if we are to use the formula 2 raised to 3, so it will give us 8, diba? Kaya pag binilang to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So ililist mo lahat ng possibilities from this para malagay mo yung elements ng power of S. Siyempre meron siyang empty set, and then meron siyang 1, merong 2, merong 3, and then merong i-combine mo from 1, magiging dalawa yung i-combine mo, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3. So no repetition, and of course yung last yung S. Yung element S dito, ibig sabihin, yung set S dito, ibig sabihin yan 1, 2, 3. So pwedeng isulat mo rin dito instead of S, 1, 2, 3. So ang technique, 2 raised to S or 2 raised to N, ilang elements? So tatlo. So make sure na 8 dapat yung nakalagay dito. Kung nakalagay dito 1, 2, 3, 4, so obviously 4 yung elements natin, magiging 2 raised to 4. In-expect natin dito ay 16 yung elements na ililist natin. So note that empty set belongs to PS since empty set is a subset of S. Similarly, S belongs to PS. Ibig sabihin, yung kasing 3 elements and then no element at all, still part po sila nung set po natin. Kaya sabi ko kanina, 2 raised to 3 will give us 8 elements for the P sub S. So let's now talk about partitions. So let S be a non-empty set. A partition of S is a subdivision of S into non-overlapping, non-empty subsets. Precisely, a partition of S is a collection of non-empty subsets of S such that each A in S belongs to one of the AI. The sets of A sub I are mutually disjoint. So the subsets in a partition are called cells. Itong figure na nakikita natin, figure -1, is simply a Venn diagram representing the partition of the rectangular set S of points into 5 cells, A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, and then A sub 5. So yung kailangan nating itanong dito is that may given. The example is that consider the following collections of subsets containing the elements of 1, 2, 8, and then 9 for the set S. So merong tanong dito, meron ditong I, or 1, 2, and then 3. So, yung sa 1 natin nakalagay, meron tayong elements na 1, 3, 5, 2, and 6, 4, 8, 9. Yung pangalawa, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 7, 9. So, we have 3 elements here. Also here, 3 elements pero enclosed sila with curly braces. And then 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 7, 9. Sabi dito, yung I natin is not a partition of S. Bakit? Kasi since 7 in S does not belong to any of the subsets. 'Di ba yung listahan natin 1 to 9. Pero dito hindi nakasama yung 7. So therefore, etong ating letter I hindi siya partition ng S. Kasi tatanong lang diyan, among the selections, ano ba yung partition of S? So yung I hindi siya partition ng S. Furthermore, yung pangalawang example natin is also not a partition of S. Bakit? Kasi yung 1, 3, 5 and 5, 7, 9 are not disjoint. So, ano ibig sabihin ng not disjoint? So, naulit yung 5. So, dapat hindi maulit yung element dun sa ating list ng elements kapag kinoconsider natin yung partition. On the other hand, yung third example natin is a partition of S. So, kompleto yung elements na 1, 2 to 8, 9. Di ba? May 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, hindi naman naulit yung element from the other list of elements. So, I guess, yun lang naman yung sa Pascal triangle and the Venn diagram. So, now you're equipped para gawin yung ating drill problem number 5. So, madali lang yung ating drill problem number 5. Basically, Pascal triangle lang and Venn diagrams. For the first problem here, you just have to draw the Pascal triangle with 14 levels. So, paano mo siya gagawin? Tignan mo example ko kanina. Gayahin mo na to. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, ituloy mo. Kasi ang tinatanong natin, up to 14 levels. So, ang tanong dyan, what is the 9th row of the Pascal triangle? So, bilang kaulay, yung pang-siyam na row. From 0 ha, yung pang-siyam na row. And then, hinahanap din niya what is the 12th row of the Pascal triangle, pang-siyam at saka pang-12. Yun yung isusulat mong sagot. The answer should be like this. Yan. And then, using the Pascal triangle in number 1, di ba, na-drawing mo na yung Pascal triangle, hanapin mo naman yung binomial coefficients of the following. So, ito, binigay naman yung K at saka N. Di ba? Again, use this formula. Ito na yon. Yan. Ito yung sagot, sample answer for the binomial coefficient. And then ito, syempre, ibig sabihin lang naman ito, hindi na directly kung sinabing 7, sinabi ko lang na 3 plus 4. So, syempre, 7 yung N. And the value of K here is 15. So, you have to identify ano ba yung value ng binomial coefficient by looking at the Pascal triangle. Yung problem 3 naman is related dun sa Venn diagram. Dito, you have to consider the universal set given 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9 and sets A, 1, 2, 5, 6, B, 2, 5, 7, C, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then, idodraw mo yung corresponding Venn diagram niya. And then, hanapin mo yung A intersection B, and A intersection C. So, balikan natin yung discussion natin on this one in the PowerPoint slides. Also, kunin natin yung A union of B and B union of C. And then yung letter C natin, A complement and C complement. Letter D, A minus B and A minus C. Letter E, symmetric difference of A and B, symmetric difference of A and C. Then yung ating letter F, A union of C all over B. And B, symmetric difference of C all over A. And then, yung number 4 naman, you just have to construct a membership table to show the following law that it holds true. Parang gusto ko lang na i-prove mo na this statement is true. Yung ating commutative law at yung ating associative law. So, in here, nakalagay, meron tayong A union of B is equal to B union of A. And then, A intersection of B is equal to B intersection of A. As per the associative law, A union of B union of C is equal to quantity A union of B union of C. A intersection of B intersection C quantity is equal to quantity A intersection B intersection C. So, gumawa ka ng membership table. Parang construct ka ng a little table para ma-show mo lang na this statement holds true. Na true, na prove natin yung identity na ito, yung commutative law at saka yung associative law. Alright, so I guess that's it for now. Thank you.